Hello, my name is Mike Veal from bikedynamics.co.uk, a bike fitting business based in Leamington Spa in Warwickshire. Bike fitting is the term used to describe the setup of a bike to suit the rider. Now, unfortunately, in many cases, cyclists adapt to suit their bikes, whereas in reality, the other way around is far better. Now, we're going to look at three criteria in this short video: saddle height, saddle setback and handlebar position. Okay, starting with saddle height. Now, saddle height is quite important. It's the most important criteria for bike fitting. If you set your saddle too low, one, you can increase the shear forces in your knee, but also you're just not getting all the available power out of your quads. Alternatively, setting the saddle too high, it means you're likely to rock from side to side to actually be able to reach down to the pedals, which can cause backaches as well as saddle sores. Dynamically, the way we measure saddle height is using knee angle. Now, I'll just put some measurement onto the angle we've set there, and also we can track this around and see both the maximum and the minimum knee angle. See, the minimum gets to about 74 and the maximum around the 147 region. Okay. Once we've set saddle height, now 147 is quite a good place to be. We would normally recommend a range between 143 and 148. Okay, another way we can check that saddle height is correct is by looking at the angle of the ankle on the foot. We can see here that the heel is higher than the pedal spindle, which is good. Even if the knee angle is correct, if the heel is too low, like this, it means the saddle is still too low. Whereas if we start seeing quite a pointed down foot, then the saddle is too high. But this is about right here. As we said earlier, we also need to look at the minimum knee angle as well as the maximum. Now, the minimum is around here. Minimum knee angle is important because as the knee angle reduces, the shear forces in the knee joint increase. We normally would recommend a minimum between no lower than 65 to 70 degrees, so in this case we're fine. The normal reason for having the knee angle too small is either the saddle's too low, or more likely the crank arms that are selected for the bike are too long for the particular rider. As you might imagine, if the crank arms were longer, you would have to drop the saddle to be able to reach down to them, and also the foot would come higher up at the top of the stroke as well. So it's very easy to see how the crank arms too long might compromise the knee angle of a rider. Okay, once having established the saddle height, we also need to look at saddle setback. Now, setback is the fore-aft position of the saddle with respect to the crank centre. Okay, now the the established rule for saddle setback is the Cox rule, or the knee over pedal spindle, and if I just stop us around about here and then move the cranks around to the horizontal. Essentially, you put your crank arms horizontal, and then the rule calls for looking at where the tibial tuberosity, which is the bony lump just below the kneecap there, and ideally that should be directly vertically over the pedal spindle. Now in this case you'll see that we're slightly in front. At Bike Dynamics we take the view that certainly you don't want to be behind the pedal spindle, what we see here is that people tend to push themselves backwards off the saddle, creating upper body instability, whereas being either on or in front is fine. In front is still good. You still have your centre of gravity over the top of the pedal spindle. And as we'll see in a moment, in this case it was useful to come a little bit further forward to get the hands in a better position on the handlebars. Moving on to the handlebar position, what we like to see is the hands falling naturally to a position on the top of the hoods. Once they're there, we find that the drops become more accessible, and also you can come back onto the bar tops as well to stretch your back and have a little bit of a rest. So the default position should be on the hoods here. The torso angle to achieve that position can vary. In this case we're at a reasonably aggressive 33-34 degrees, which is very much a kind of racing, fast touring type position. A more traditional touring angle will be in the sort of 45 degree region, whereas racing, time trial, triathletes can get down to almost horizontal, if not horizontal. Mentioned earlier how we came slightly forward with the saddle position. The reason we did that with this rider was to make sure we didn't exceed 90 degrees on this angle here. What we find is that if people start to exceed particularly 90 degrees, they start to feel a little bit stretched out. You can come down to even 75, 80 degrees. Going much beyond that, you'll start to feel a little squashed up. But less than 90, around the sort of 88, 90 region is a good place to be. If you're in that sort of region, should find that you can put a small bend in at the elbow. Now this is very useful. This one, it acts as a shock absorber and takes some of the road buzz out that's transmitted up through the handlebars, but it also relieves the tension in the neck and the shoulders. What we also like to see, just move that out of the way, is for the wrists to be straight. Ideally we should be looking at the thumbs pointing down the same line as your forearms. Okay, that's a summary over from Bike Dynamics. If you've got any inquiries or you'd like to book yourself an appointment for a bike fitting, then please contact us at 0560 2422 694 or directly to bikedynamics@aol.co.uk. Thank you.